It's true, it's true. I successfully completed the 75 hard challenge as scripted with zero compromises and no substitutions. It's also true that this wasn't my first attempt. I've tried this challenge several times over the last few years and I failed. But luckily, even through those challenges, I took notes during each attempt. And I'm going to share with you what I learned both through the failures and through the successes, because if you do this challenge or any challenge, the tips that I learned are going to help you to persevere and successfully complete it with integrity. So the first order of business is probably answering a question that you might be thinking. What the heck is 75 hard? So real quick, this challenge was created by Andy Frisella, CEO of First Form and host of the world's #1 ranked business podcast from 2015 to 2019, which was called the MFCEO Project. As y'all see, if you're watching YouTube, you can see the shirt, throwback to one of the best. And in this podcast, he taught the most effective practical solutions to all things business, entrepreneurship, branding, and mental toughness. So there's going to be a link in the show notes, but I'm going to warn you, it's an extremely explicit podcast. Now, as you may have guessed, the 75 Hard Challenge runs for 75 days, but in that, there are 5 critical tasks that you must complete every day, back to back, with zero compromise in order to successfully complete the 75 Hard Challenge. Zero compromise, no substitutions for each and every task. There's a reason I've repeated this so many times. It is essential. And one of the reasons that so many people fail, or they go through it and say it didn't really do much. If you do it as prescribed, it's going to dispense exactly what you're looking for. So the 5 critical tasks include 2 45-minute workouts every day. They cannot be consecutive, so you can't do a 90-minute workout and count that as 2 workouts. They can be longer, but it has to be at least 45 minutes. So, for example, like I said, no compromise. If you go on a 44-minute walk, that does not count. Of those 2 workouts, one of them must be outside regardless of the elements. So, for example, I did this from January 8th to March 24th, 2022. Well, in February, we had quite the dip. And one of my walks, as I very vividly remember, was in negative 14-degree weather with inclement precipitation. So you have to prepare for your environment and not allow your outside circumstances to derail your mission. So that's the first critical task. Next, you have to take a progress picture every day. This is to hold yourself accountable and track your progress as you go. This is literally the mirror selfie. No shirt for guys. For girls, do a sports bra. Third thing, follow a diet. It doesn't matter which one, but you pick one that works for you, that helps you reach your goals without excessive restriction. So along with your food intake, so again, diet meaning eating strategy, whatever you pick, there are no cheat meals and there is no alcohol for the whole duration of the 75 Hard program. So no brandy when you're cooking, no snacking on a fun-sized candy bar or having just a taste, none of that. Fourth, you drink 1 gallon of water daily, not almost a gallon, a full gallon once a day. This actually I found to be really difficult for a lot of people, but because I've been training as a competitive bodybuilder for close to 17 years, this is kind of second nature. But most people don't drink that much water, so my simple tip for this, literally just get a gallon and start every morning with a full gallon of water, and you know exactly what you got to drink throughout the day. And then finally, the 5th task is to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book daily. Personal development related, not like a picture book, not a C-spot run, not extra large print to get the pages in easier. A regular book you read. And audible books do not count. It has to be a physical, in your hand book like you see me holding here, like before the internet existed book. Hard copy, page turner, that sort of thing. Now, here's the trick. If you miss any one of these 5 tasks or do not fully complete a task, you start over on day 1. So if you're on day 50 and you go to bed and you wake up and you forgot to take a selfie, a progress photo, you start on day one. All of them must be completed consecutively. And when I say a day, I don't mean by midnight. A day is defined, because everyone's got a different schedule. It's defined from when you wake up to when you go to bed. So, like, for example, I had some days where I had a lot going on. So I had to push my day till like 2 a.m. to get everything completed before I ended my day. So a little caveat with that. Now, if you take a rest and you just like close your eyes for just a moment, and the next time you wake up, it's tomorrow, that day's over and a new one has begun. It's not a nap, it's over. So you got to really be conscious of how you plan your day, because I know a lot of us pharmacists, some of us have night shifts, so you've got to really define what a day means to you. So that's it. Now, I went through that quick, and none of them were crazy intense. Like, you don't have to go rappelling off a rock wall. You don't have to do a marathon. None of that. They might not seem all that intense, but this goes in line with one of the key points that I've literally been jamming down your throats and through your earbuds for years, through all of my social media content, my podcasts, and if you've been to one of my live keynote addresses or any of my speaking programs, you've heard me say this over and over again. Consistency trumps intensity every day of the week. Hey, this is Dr. Adam Martin. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link below.